Hello and welcome to another episode of Back in the Box, show where we look at these board games, try to see the quality of all the components and all the stuff inside, and then most importantly, attempt to put it back in the box.
It's where it's gotta go when we're done.
Putting things back into the box afterwards is surprisingly something that a lot of games don't think about.
You get things out, you have a good time, and then just it lives in your house rent-free from there on.
I'm Paul.
I'm Ian.
We were just discussing before we started filming this where this game came from.
Well, England, right? Specifically 221B Baker Street, I believe.
In fact, it was made in England by H.P. Gibson and Sons Limited.
Of the titular Gibson's games, I'm guessing on the side here. What do we got here?
So far, the conclusion is maybe Graham bought this at like a garage sale or a thrift store or something because he liked the design of it.
And to be honest, I completely agree with him. This is gorgeous as a box.
It is quite nice. And my first thought when I saw this was that it was like a reskinned version of Clue. But I don't know if that's the case.
Doth we don the mantle of Sherlock Holmes and match our wits against the other players to determine who possesses the most skillful deductive powers?
Ooh.
So that's good.
So the game we are looking at today is the Master Detective game. I don't know if 221B Baker Street is part of the name of the game or if that's just decoration on the box.
The more I look at this, Paul, the more confused I am about what the actual name of the game is. Because on this side, you've got 221B Baker Street, the Master Detective game, ages 10 to adult. Nowhere on here does it say the words Sherlock Holmes. However, if you look at this side of the box, you get the Master Detective game and Sherlock Holmes underneath. But if you go to the side,
it says
just the 221B Baker Street, nothing about the Master Detective game. This is a real camel up situation is what I'm saying.
I like that it's, who knows, like maybe if you just were looking at the front, you would be like, maybe we're talking about a different Master Detective that lives at 221B Baker Street. We're not necessarily talking about Sherlock Holmes.
Well, and as of time of recording, Sherlock Holmes has now made his way into the public domain. Not the visual depictions, but which leads me to question why and who did you talk to about getting that picture on there? And why is the whiff of smoke from his pipe so delicate? Like you've got the delicate smoke, you've got this very high resolution pattern here, and then this gorgeous gold filigree all along the edges, outlined in black. It's amazing.
Quite swank.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's open this up. Oh, it's got some tape on it.
Oh, is it tape? Oh my goodness, is this original tape perhaps?
I don't know.
Let's flip that over and yeah. Oh my goodness, that does look. It certainly cuts like old tape.
Vintage tape.
Get them there. All right.
Here we go.
Slide off the cover. That's a texture I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah. Like the red board.
Like a leather-bound book. Hello, vacuum-formed Gibson's Games.
Wow.
Pieces.
This is pretty swank.
Yeah. Shall we look at the board first?
All right. Look at the board here. What's the top of the board?
Okay, we've got all your favorite Sherlock Holmes locations, excluding the Falls.
The Boar's Head Pub, the theater, tobacconist.
The Carriage Depot. From here, you may take a handsome cab to anywhere on the board.
Scotland Yard.
Is it the front yard or the backyard? I've always wondered.
The bank, which is, I love the way it's like the bank, which appears to be like rotated 90 degrees and attached to Scotland Yard.
This board is chaotic, and yet I love it just because of how chaotic it is. There is no up from my mind.
Yeah. It's I feel like this version is the version of London from the like Doctor Strange mirror universe thing, where like just everything is like going through a kaleidoscope.
It even folds up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so presumably there's keys, there's things. So presumably you wander around to different locations. Here's the 221B Baker Street. Yeah, you wander around to different locations, and yeah, like you can look at the horse-headed pawnbroker are opposite sides. So yeah, everything is oriented towards where the entrance is, I guess.
That makes sense. I like it. You get keystones and cops. Oh, that is a hefty manual right there. Or not a manual, that is rules, clues, and solutions for case numbers 1 through 40.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness, this feels, hopefully in there is a date line that we can get.
Yeah,
Because I'd love to know when this came out.
here we go. No.
No, not on there.
For additional cases, further additional cases are now available. For details, contact your local games stockist.
My stockist.
I don't know who our local games stockist would be.
That's what FLGS is, friendly local game stockist. Coloring pencil from Holland. It's got a lot of wear there to it, but I like it. Still love this tray. I feel like these are going to be very useful for gameplay at some point. Now here's what I don't like, is when you get cards that are held together by a rubber band, and you get all sorts of damage to them just in storage. But what are these?
I mean, if this was indeed purchased as a thrift store find or whatever, then this is in incredibly good condition.
Yeah, these are, the paper's definitely meant to not be like too card stocky, but it feels good.
So these are the different cases.
I've got case 18, the adventure of the repeated murder.
Oh dear.
It's not exactly a great adventure in my mind, but the game is afoot. I must confess, Lestrade told Holmes, that we at the Yard can't make head nor tail of it. I mean, I can understand why. The city's all topsy-turvy. We were hoping that you might shed some light on it. Well, yeah, okay, that's a full-on case.
The adventure of the bludgeoning Bobby. The adventure of the suicidal architect. Wow. The adventure of the eternal sleep.
These are some great case names, to be honest.
Yeah. The adventure of the dead inventor. The adventure of the unholy man. Oh, that's case number 1.
Oh. Do you know what else I'm getting from this?
Are these? I wonder if these are actual from the books or anything.
I assume that at least some of them must be, but I'm not that big a Sherlock head. TBH. What I am a big fan of is printing, and I do love that these are not printed with black, but with this gentle brown.
So this does have instructions. The instructions to how to play the game are just like 2 pages, double-sided, and then clues. So I guess the idea here is that, it's like chemist. So you go to like the chemist, and then you get clue 130.
Okay. So what's clue 130 there?
Clue 130 is motive clue for killing burned body. Pudding for April 1st.
Can't tell if having an aphasia or if this is supposed to mean something. Oh, but I'm guessing that these are probably very representative of keys and clues as well. Oh no, wait, you just get
keys and then the badges.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I mean, this show is not about evaluating how good the game is to play, but it looks like there's all sorts. I do like this sort of old school games where there's not like games these days will often have like, everything will be like iconified. And then so it'd be like, 3 cards with an arrow going in a circle, and then you're like, okay, great. So what does that mean? And then you have to look in the book to find out what it means. Where this is all like, these are all are printed text. The manual is just, no pictures, just text.
Stapled and mimeographed together. Look though at these meeple. Look at the sheen on these.
They're wooden? Yeah. Little wooden meeps.
And then the die leaves a bit to be desired. They haven't really hollowed out just gently drilled out the numbers. But the pips are all painted on in silver. Which, again, high quality work there.
And then there's a little checklist there.
Yep. There's a solution checklist. So I'm guessing the chemist is always involved somehow in every crime.
Well, yeah, it's like there's every... Interesting. So I guess it might play actually a little bit like Clue. In the sense that like you go to each room or each place, location, and try to get the clue from there. But yeah, anyway. And especially for, yeah, I don't know if we found a date on this. I love that also every single piece of paper individually is marked with the Gibsons and like
Sons.
copyright Gibsons and Sons. They really were concerned about people taking their stuff, I guess.
You want to take this down to your local xerography shop, or xerography stockist.
Yes, xerographist. Okay, well, yeah, let's put this.
I guess we
put
get
this
it
away.
back in the box. I mean, this seems rather of the time.
Pretty straightforward.
Okay,
Put it back in the box.
What I'm liking about this right now is that it seems like there was a time when these sorts of vacuum-formed trays went out of favor, I guess. And that's sometime between when this game came out and I guess, I don't know, when my personal home copy of Monopoly was released. Oh, that's got to go underneath the
I feel like the
blue cards.
new developments in manufacturing made the vacuum form stuff way cheaper to make. So
I think, yeah, someone had to style this by hand out of a block of clay probably, whereas now you're just booting up Blender.
again,
Gibson
Games into...
Well, yeah, this probably cost a good, I would say 50 quid, what, to do the original mold? Gotta pay that off somehow.
So yeah, I mean, in terms of construction, it's very, very well done. And then it just fits ever so nicely
back in
there.
the box.
So what do you say?
Well, I would say this is probably, in my history on this program, my favorite box that I've opened up so far. But I'm still going to have to give it a rating of 4 Watsons out of 5. And that it's going to lose that one Watson, probably the jammy Watson, due to that rubber band there.
Well, that might have been just like whoever packaged this, whoever owned this before.
Okay,
I don't know
well,
if that might not be like an original.
Okay. Well, so then I'll give it the potential provisional 5th Watson then.
4.5 Watsons.
Yeah. Should the mystery of where the rubber band came from ever be solved, you may get your 5th Watson, 221B Baker Street, the Master Detective game, Sherlock Holmes.
Also the mystery of what the heck the name of your game is.
And when you were made. Paul, any final comments on this game?
No, I was not that interested in this when I first saw it, and now I am actually more interested in it now that we've opened it up and looked at it.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for watching Back in the Box. I'm Paul.
I'm Ian.
And of course, everything we do is brought to you by your support of our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, and all the other ways that you support us on many platforms. That was Back in the Box. We will talk to you later.
Bye.